What's up? What's up? What's up? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? What's up? What's up, everybody? How you doing? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Who's here? Where you at? Where you from? Kazi, what's good, man? It's good to see you. What does freedom mean to you? That's how we always kick it off. What does freedom mean to you? In the chat, let me know where you're from, how free you feel, and what freedom means to you. Go ahead and share this. Got a big announcement, today that I'm so proud of and excited about. It's starting next week. It's absolutely free, no pun intended. But yeah, we're taking the game to a whole nother level. And so let me know if you're here, who's watching, where you from, what you up to today, what you gonna do with your free weekend. Hopefully freedom isn't just at 5 o'clock and on Fridays though, right? That's the ultimate goal, is for freedom to not just be at 5 o'clock and on Fridays. So let me know what freedom means to you in the chat area while we let this audience build, let people come in. Some people don't feel free right now. They got an hour and a half left on the clock, right? Again, the goal is not to just be free on Fridays and at 5 p.m. The goal is to be free at all times. That's what freedom is. The ability to be all of who you are at all times. And so that's what this big announcement is all about. I can't wait to share it with you, give you some inside scoop, give you the inside scoop to what's about to happen. What's about to happen in my life, what's about to happen in your life. We're going to go on a journey together. So, yeah, we are stepping the game up. What's up, Chris? What's up, Magnus? Again, what does freedom mean to you? Go ahead and type that in the chat. Freedom means blank to me. Right? Go ahead and type that in the chat. Looking for some answers over here. I got my computer to my left. So let me see. Kazi, what you laughing at, man? We out here. We out here. The snow is melting in New York. The sun is out. It is warm. Feeling good today. And just wanted to make this big announcement before we head into the week, and so that you actually know what to expect as we head into next week. Cool. Well, it's good to see you all here, and we're going to jump right in. Got a big announcement. It's pretty self-explanatory, but this is actually the kickoff of the Frameworks for Freedom show. We've done a few episodes that you can find at freeme.tv, freeme.tv. That will take you to our private Facebook group where you can see all of the archives of the first 3 frameworks we talked about. What are frameworks? Frameworks essentially are lenses through which to look at your life, right? You are accustomed to frameworks like Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the 4 agreements, Franklin Covey's 4 quadrants, right? Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. All of these are frameworks that have been very useful to people. These frameworks allow us to put on these lenses and look at our life through those lenses and help us understand who we are, why we are, and what to do next. And over the course of my life, as I've been going on this journey of entrepreneurship, I've come across several frameworks that have been helpful to me. And my goal with Frameworks for Freedom is simply to share them with you as I discover them. Rather than them staying in my head as this storehouse of information, I want to put them out there for you to use in your life to help you get a little bit more free every single day. One framework that we've already covered is ACE, and ACE is the 3 ways that you can actually get money. There's only 3 ways in the world that you can really get money, and if you understand those 3 ways and you understand how to ascend through those particular 3 ways, starting from E, then to C, then to A, that kind of framework will help you think differently about the way you use, you spend, and you invest your money. What else did we also cover? What other frameworks did we cover? We already covered, the skills values matrix. That was a powerful one. The skills values matrix. You see that you're actually in the upper left-hand quadrant when you actually want to be in the upper right-hand quadrant. But you got to go from here, down to here, to here, to here, to get there. And so we've shared the skills values matrix, and there was a lot of sharing and a lot of feedback from that particular episode. And so Frameworks for Freedom has been getting so much talk that I decided that I'm actually going to do season 1. Now, season 1 is going to consist of 8 episodes. It's going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays at lunchtime, Eastern, 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we are calling it your lunch breakthrough. We're calling it your lunch breakthrough. If you don't feel free enough, whether you are an entrepreneur or an entrepreneurial employee, if you don't feel free enough to take lunch, then there's a problem. I don't care how much money you make. I know people who make millions of dollars who don't feel free. I know people who are smart, educated, hardworking who don't feel free. And I believe that there is a way for us all to get to freedom that's more direct, that's more, that's faster than the route that we've been pursuing. I've been able to extricate myself. I am not rich, and this is not some get-rich-quick scheme. We will not always be talking about money, but I do feel very free. And I want to share some of those things that I've done, some of the mindsets that I have that have helped me get freer and freer and freer, especially in this world where the demand keeps on increasing, where the pace of life keeps on accelerating, and the number of commitments and relationships and binding said and unsaid agreements that we have continue to expand exponentially. How do we stay free in that? And by the freedom that I'm talking about is not this brand of freedom where you have no commitments, where you're a hermit somewhere in the mountains, right? And you have no commitments and no relationships whatsoever. The brand of freedom that I'm talking about, it does involve travel, but not just bouncing all over the world and really having no consistent connection with the people that you love and care about. I believe that there's a different brand of freedom that doesn't require $1 million, though I do want financial abundance for all of you. I think there's a different brand of freedom that can actually start from where you are at right now. Right? It does not depend on your past. It does not depend on whether you get an inheritance or anything like that. It does not depend on how much money is in your bank account. I think there's a different brand of freedom that we can all access right here and right now, and I am actively going after it. And so I call this tribe Freedom Finders. We all freedom finders, and I believe that we all will find it. Say, seek and ye shall find. I believe that we will find it, but we have to seek. And as I seek, I will be sharing everything, absolutely everything that I discover on my journey seeking freedom with you. And let me be clear that this isn't some seeking that is like empty seeking. This is seeking actually, and it's not external thinking. It's not going to be I'm free when I get. It's not going to be this external thing. It's not going to be this external checkbox, because many of you have already checked off all the checkboxes. Be good, get good grades, go to good school, get a good job, get some good money. And even after checking off all those boxes, and some of us checking off those boxes by the age of 30, still don't feel free. Why? Why is that? You did everything that you were supposed to, and you still don't feel as free as you believe you should feel, right? And so this is actually about being free, right? Not about getting free. This is about being free. And when you talk about it in a sense of being free, it actually starts within us. It's not about any external thing. It has to happen within first. And then once it happens in our mind, then it will manifest in the external world, right? A lot of people think they get it in the external world, but because their mindset hasn't changed within, then they've got it. They've got the trappings of freedom, right? But they don't feel free. You see these LinkedIn posts or these Facebook posts, the 6 things that successful people do in the morning and things of that nature, and then you go try to do those successful things, right? You could try to go model Warren Buffett's morning or Richard Branson's morning, and you do everything that they do, right? But you aren't clear on the mindset that they do it with or the reason why. So you can go replicate the external, but still not get the same results because your intention is not the same as theirs. Your reason why is not the same as theirs. Your reason why, your purpose, your intention, that is all within. So we have to be free first in order to get free. One of my favorite stories is this story about this elephant being tied to a tree. And it was tied to a tree for an extended period of time, so much so that its mind was conditioned that its world was only this big. Its world was only this big within this radius of this tree. And after its mind got conditioned in that way, you could actually cut the rope, and the elephant, despite its power, despite this vast possibility that exists out there, the elephant would not go any further than that radius. There was no rope anymore. There was no rope anymore. So the elephant had gotten free, the rope had been cut, but mentally the elephant wasn't being free. And therefore it never escaped the boundary of this radius around this tree based on the old rope that had tied it. And there's some history to ropes, right? And we won't go there. And again, freedom is not black and white. Freedom is for all people, regardless of culture, ethnicity, income class, education level. There are people who are less educated than you that are more free than you right now. There are people with less money than you who are more free than you right now. And so we have to ask ourselves, how do we access that? How do we take the abundance that we had, the privilege that we have, the blessings that we've had, and actually not only get free ourselves, but also free others? And when I talk about freeing others, you know, there's this notion in the old definition of freedom where, oh, I'm free and it's lonely at the top, right? Who the hell wants to be lonely at the top? This is the reason why I'm bringing you on this journey with me, because I found that as I've extricated myself, as I've unplugged from the matrix in many ways, that freedom alone is very lonely, period. And so what I ultimately want, what I ultimately want is a freedom where the people that I love, that I care about, that are committed to the same vision as me are also free simultaneously, right? And so I'm trying to bring as many people with me. It's like Sojourner Truth, right? Underground Railroad. You take as many people with you. It's not Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman. Underground Railroad. You take as many people as you can with you. And Harriet Tubman said something interesting. She said, I would have freed more. I would have freed more, but they didn't recognize that they were slaves. I would have freed more, but they didn't even recognize that they were slaves. And yes, today, slavery is not the same. Well, in parts of the world, it can look very similar to what African Americans experienced in this country 400, 500 years ago. But there's a new type of slavery that exists, and it still has the same kind of bite to the language and to the word. And in one of the videos that you'll find, if you go to freeme.tv, that'll forward you to our Facebook group. You can see how I break down the spectrum from slave master, right? Slave master to slave to free slave to self-master. And that's the ultimate goal here, is for us all to be self-masters, right? Nothing external needs to happen for you to be free. It has to start internally first. And so that's what this show is all about. And so it will be, again, on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. If you go to our Facebook group, again, type in freeme.tv, you go to our Facebook group and ask to join, you'll be immediately notified at 12:30 when I go live. And we're going to start off season 1 with 8 episodes over the next 4 weeks, and we're going to see how it goes. Based on your response, your feedback, your comments, we'll see if this is something that we want to continue. But I have tons of frameworks to share with you. In fact, I can just show you right now. I can show you some of them that are already right here, right? I got tons of stuff to share with you over the course of this next 8 weeks, and this is me just getting started. Some of the frameworks that I want to share with you that are here are how to train people to treat you. How to train people how to treat you. This is very important for us to be free. Is to actually train the people around us, whether it's a boss, whether it's a colleague, whether it's somebody we're in a romantic relationship with, right? We need to train, whether it's our parents or people we live with, we have to train people how to treat us. And if we do that properly and we take responsibility for that training and not just assume and make expectations that they're going to know how to treat us, then that's actually going to help us move towards our freedom. The other core one that I can't wait to teach you, which is kind of the foundation of this, is the fourfold path to freedom. The fourfold path to freedom. There are 4 steps to becoming more and more free each and every day. And I can't wait to share that particular framework with you. I will be drawing, as you can see, using the technology that we have here. So it'll be fun, it'll be entertaining, it'll be engaging, and I'll be taking your feedback along the way. I also want to share with you in one of the upcoming episodes for this season the 6 types of people in your life. The 3 that you need to hold on to tight, and the 3 that you need to let go. The 6 types of people that are in your life. And then I have another one called the entrepreneur reality. This is more of a concept, but within the context of the entrepreneur reality,
I want to share with you who are going to be the winners and who are going to be the losers in this new entrepreneur reality. That's going to be us versus them versus framework, and I hope that you are actually in the winner section of that. So it's going to be a fun journey. I can't wait to see how these first 8 episodes go. In order for me to continue to doing it, I just need you to share. I need you to share. I'm going to be sharing freely from my experience, from my heart, from my mind, from my time. I went and invested into this equipment to share in a way that was authentic to me. And what I found is that drawing and writing out and sharing these frameworks is the most authentic way for me to share with you. And now that that's set up, I am ready to start. I don't want to call it teaching. I just want to call it documenting my journey with you. And, you know, the thing about frameworks is that frameworks don't have to be researched. They don't have to be necessarily right? But if the intention of a framework is to actually help, that's what the sole intention of a framework is to help. Now, you can try on one framework, like, for instance, the food pyramid. You tried on the food pyramid when you were young, right? You learned where the vegetables and the breads and things like that went. But as you matured in terms of your food habits, and let's say you became vegetarian, the food pyramid no longer resonates or works for you. And so there's a new lens, a new framework that you need to adopt in order to move into the next phase of your life. But I'm going to be sharing frameworks, and you'll try them on, just like a set of glasses, and see if it helps you in any way. The 5 love languages is a framework, right? It's a framework that you can look at your love life and say, which one am I? This is what I'll be doing. There'll be a lot of pyramids, Venn diagrams, concentric circles, and things of that nature. And you find out where you fit in. And based on your new understanding of yourself through the framework, hopefully you can figure out what's the next best action you can take, the next right action that you can take. We're not talking about planning out a 20 or a 10-year vision. All we want to know from a framework is what is the next right action for me to take. Right? And that next right action should be leading me more and more towards my freedom. So let me come over here really quickly and check the chat. Any comments? Any questions? Anything you want me to talk about? Well, actually, let's start with this. What is actually blocking your freedom right now? What do you feel is blocking your freedom right now? What are some of the things that are blocking your freedom right now? Because I likely have a framework that if there's enough people who are aggregating around a certain thing, I can come up with a framework that might help you see your life in a new way. Rosa, she loves the skills value matrix. Rashid, what's good? Again, the show will be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It will be, we'll call it the lunch breakthrough. It'll all be housed under Frameworks for Freedom, but we will call it the lunch breakthrough. That'll be the show. You can go to freeme.tv, and that will take you to our private Facebook group, where you will have archives of all the episodes, and you'll be connected to this community of freedom finders, people who are actively seeking freedom just like you. Now, keep in mind, there are people out there who aren't seeking freedom, right? But if you found something that is working for you, I do believe that you have an obligation to share it with as many people as possible. So if you think that there are people out there who you've had conversations with recently who feel like they're stuck in a dead-end job, or not happy in a certain relationship, they're being undervalued, they just feel confined, restrained, they're starting to lose their swag, their passion, they're starting to settle, please share this with them. Share this with them. You know, these Facebook algorithms, I don't know how they work. I honestly don't know how they work, but I know that if enough of us share, that I trust that these episodes and these frameworks will reach the right people, but only if we share. So I'm giving you the knowledge freely, and so I really just invite you to share it freely. And the way you do that is you just hit the share button. You hit the share button, somebody gets connected with our community, and then from then on, they will be connected, and they'll be forever connected. Maybe episode 1, 2, and 3 don't resonate with them, but there's something I say in episode 4 that transforms their life forever, and that will directly be related to the fact that you shared this opportunity with them. It didn't cost you anything to do it. You were benefiting from it, and you just wanted others to be free with you. Especially if there's people, like I talked about earlier, freedom alone sucks, and so you want as many people around you in your inner circle to be as free as possible. And so we have to start that work together. So if you're feeling this, please give me some love and just let me know that this is
that you're excited about this, and that we're going to do this together, that you're going to be with me for this entire 4-week journey on season 1. Again, this is a pilot season. If all goes well, I'll keep on doing this. I love teaching in this way. I'm so excited. Like I said, these are just the beginnings. This is just the beginnings of the frameworks that I have to share with you. And 3 of these I woke up in the middle of the night and drew out. And so we'll start from scratch. We'll start from a blank slate together. We'll start from a blank slate together, and we'll just go in from there. And again, like I said, I will have. Let me do this. Frameworks come in many forms. They come in pyramids, like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They come in quadrants. They come in T-charts. Frameworks come in concentric circles. Frameworks come in Venn diagrams. Frameworks come in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lists. Right? Frameworks come in all different shapes, forms, and sizes. Sometimes I'll just drop a concept on you, like entrepreneur reality. I might just leave you with a concept, a new word, a new language. This is something that I created to help you see the world that you are in a little bit differently. And so these are examples of frameworks. These are examples of frameworks, and this will be a lot of what you see during the show. Now, in our group at freeme.tv, that'll lead you to a private Facebook group. I encourage you to share frameworks that you found that have been helpful to shaping the way you see the world. Right? 5 love languages is an example. Again, Stephen Covey's 4 quadrants in terms of how to prioritize things. That's been helpful. Don Miguel Ruiz, the 4 agreements. That's a framework. A lot of our lives have been governed by frameworks. PEMDAS from math is a framework, right? Whether we know it or not, a lot of our lives have been governed by frameworks. And we just want to keep the ones that are serving us and release the ones that are no longer serving us. So, again, I'm really excited about this. I invite you to please share this. Share this as widely as possible. It doesn't hurt you to share. It can only help someone else. That's the only way that we can expand this. Every day, Facebook restricts more and more of its algorithm so that we end up swimming in a sea of people who think just like us, and that's not what the goal is here. The goal of this community is to get different perspectives on what freedom looks like and how do we all access it, freedom for all. Right? Not just freedom for some, not just freedom for the privilege, not just freedom for the wealth, not just freedom for black people, not just freedom for white people, not just freedom for this religion or that religion. This is how this conversation that I want to have is about how we can all access freedom and what that world looks like, not only on a macro scale, but also on a micro scale in our day-to-day lives. One metric that I use to help people understand how free they are or not is starting like this. How many of you who are watching this right now could choose what you're going to do with the next 1 second of your life? How many of you could choose the next 1 second of your life? Most people say yeah. Okay. How many of you could choose what you're going to do with the next 1 minute of your life? Most people would say, yeah, I could do the next 1 minute. I could choose what I'm going to do in the next 1 minute of my life. Okay. How many of you right now, based on where you are, could choose what you're going to do in the next 1 hour of your life? Well, I'm getting off work and it's Friday, so yeah, it's 4 o'clock on Friday. So, I have the next 48 hours to do whatever I want, right? 60 hours to do whatever I want, right? Okay. How many of you could choose again? It's the weekend, so how many of you could choose the next 3 days? Some people don't actually have the next 3 days. There's some people who will be working on Saturdays and Sundays. We want to start to limit and change the way we think about work, right? There are narratives that you got to hustle hard, you got to work 365 days a week, and there are ways to do that. I don't know if that person is actually free, and I think what we all are really here for is freedom. It's really hard to have success or happiness without freedom first, right? The freedom to choose, and that's what I think we really want. It's not that we want more money. We want the freedom to choose and to control our destinies and the direction of our lives. And so I'm going to take it a little bit further. How many could determine what you're going to do over the next 1 week of your life? The next 7 days, you could just stop right now, lay it out, and do exactly what you wanted to do over the next 1 week. Now people start falling off. Well, Jullien, the weekend's over. I have to show up to work on Monday. I can't. Now, there's some people who have companies or jobs that they love working at. And so, yeah, I get to do what I love on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday of next week. So, yeah, I fit in that. Okay. Try this. How many of us could do whatever we wanted to do and control the next 30 days of our lives? The next 30 days. You could just say, this is what I want to do over the next 30 days of my life, and I'm going to do it. Even more people fall off. And then we can take it even further. How many of us could determine what we're going to do with the next 1 year of our life? Almost nobody, right? So, again, freedom isn't about having no attachments. I know people have kids and other obligations and commitments. We're trying to find a definition of freedom that is not about releasing all commitments and ties, and making sure that the commitments and ties that we do have are commitments and ties that we do want. That's really what this is all about, right? So if you are committed to something like a job or a relationship or a project or a business, let's just make sure that you're doing what you want in that business. What I didn't understand when I started out as an entrepreneur is that you could step in to create a company that was really started off with passion, but then as you were wearing all these hats, you spend 80% of your time doing things that you don't want to do, right? And this is an entrepreneur who actually has time and autonomy, right? This is myself included. That's how I became a workaholic, right? And so I've made some mental shifts that have shifted and changed my relationship to work, that have allowed me to get away from that way of being and moving, that have freed me up more and more. And that's what, again, this show is going to be all about. So that is it. I really just wanted to share this with you and do a quick kickoff. I want to wish you a beautiful weekend. What I did find about weekends, and again, all of this applies to me. I'm not teaching from some high seat somewhere. If we really want to have amazing weekends, we actually have to start planning our weekends on Monday or Tuesday. We can't just wake up Saturday and hope that something falls into our lap. Right? If we really want to have amazing weekends, we have to start planning on Monday and Tuesday. I happen to be traveling tomorrow. My wife has a one-woman show, so our weekend was kind of planned. This weekend in particular was actually planned months ago when I booked that ticket for a conference that I'm speaking at, and when she scheduled her show. Right? And so the show starts tonight. It'll be also on Saturday night and Sunday. So this weekend, that is going to be amazing. It's going to be powerful. Actually, it was pre-planned. The date was set, and what we were going to do was set months ago. Right? But not every weekend operates like that. And so you have 1 hour left before, on the East Coast, before work is officially done and you are quote-unquote free. If there aren't too many emails coming through, I encourage you to think of something creative to do with your weekend. Don't just wake up Saturday and then hope you'll figure it out, and then it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Saturday, and you're like, man, I might as well just stay in, get some food and stay in. No, try to go do something this weekend. Get out the house. Go meet up with somebody. Sometimes the easiest thing to do is just go break bread with somebody. Right? And so if there's somebody who's been on your mind and heart, I encourage you this weekend to go free them up and free yourself up by offering to have lunch, brunch, or something like that. All right? So that is it. Thank you all for the love. I appreciate you. Again, the show kicks off on Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. It'll be the lunch breakthrough. So use 12 to 12:30, excuse me, to go get your lunch. And then wherever you are, whether you're sitting in the park, watching it on your phone, make sure that you tune in here. If you haven't already done so, go to freeme.tv. That will redirect you to the private Facebook group where you can join, and you'll get automatic updates from Facebook that the show is live. Otherwise, there's no other way for me to notify you about the show. So make sure you do that so you don't miss any of this amazing content and conversation that we're going to be having. So with that, I wish you an amazing weekend. And as I always like to say, stop giving up your 2 cents when you have a gold mine. Stop giving away your 2 cents when you have a gold mine. That's one of the key principles and secrets to getting free, is recognizing that you have a gold mine. All right? So with that, I want to send you all love. I appreciate you. Can't wait to see you next Tuesday. Go put it in your calendar.
set a phone alarm for Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12:30. It's going to be Freedom, Framework for Freedom. I call it F4F. F4F. And we'll be live 12:30 Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right? Season 1. Let's do it, everybody. Wishing you all the best. Right? Much love. Peace.